Oh, drama, Stuart? In this episode? What?
What happened?
Well, you sound so dramatic. Are you subtexting this drama this week that we can
Might
talk
be.
about?
I mean, maybe. Don't ask
Oh.
me. I just work here.
Oh, but I want to
Yeah.
ask you.
Too bad. Welcome back,
No,
everybody.
no, I will ask you. No, it's happening.
Sure, you can ask me all you like. Then you get an answer.
Well, that's fair.
So, Starfleet Academy, Season 1, Episode 6. Come, let's away.
Damn,
Um, yeah.
some stuff happened.
Pretty packed episode, I would say.
Yep, just a bit. Yeah, I think this is going to be a dense one, guys. Put in your thoughts right now. PayPal Super Chat, if you can, let us know your thoughts. I'll start sharing so we can get underway.
That's right. So hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Click the notification bell icon to all so you don't miss any content from us, whether it be edited or live. And by all means, help out this channel any way you can. Support via Super Chat. Let us know your thoughts, feelings, comments on this episode. PayPal. PayPal is another way you can help us out. Means a lot to us. Actually, more so than the Super Chats,
It
because we get
feels
more
this
of
good.
that. And so if you can, please consider doing those things. And yeah, we look forward to seeing how you guys want to support and help us out. There's a join button down there. You can join the channel on YouTube, or you can head over to Patreon/Trekyards to join us on a monthly basis. We appreciate all of it and anything you can do. Just hitting like, sharing the video, commenting in the regular poll, in the regular chat. But definitely lots of ways to support and help us out. And we really thank you all that do that, because some of you go above and beyond. Um, We do have some PayPals, which is great. We do have some Super Chats, which is also great. So it's a great way to start out. So thank you so much, everybody. Should be great talking about this episode, and be fun talking about the Furies joining the live action pantheon of Star Trek canon, which is great. They are from a book series in 1996, which was fantastic. Um, yeah, I'll do that there. Um, but yes, lots of ways to support. Also, to the description, there are links to Teespring and TeePublic. Check those out. Buy yourself some cool Trekyards merch or other merch. Just click the links; they help us out.
Do it. They're good quality shirts.
Yes.
I wear them most days, not our ones in particular, but my broad spectrum of shirts worth getting for sure.
Well, we have some PayPals, which we'll get to, and then some Super
Ooh.
Chats.
And
So
PayPal is
those-
great because you guys get to put in more of your, more characters to describe what you feel like. Because there's going to be thoughts in this episode. So if you want to put your thoughts in, PayPal's fantastic. As, of course, you say, will be amazing.
Mm-hmm. One was from last night, which was
Oh.
Classic for Real, threw in $10.
Oh, thank you so much.
And said, Classic for Real is like, never mind. This is for the Fury vid. I want to make a video on the Furies from the Invasion series.
You'll have to lead that, Stuart, because you know all about that compared to me.
Well, it'll be on my personal channel. It won't
Oh,
be
well, there you go. Cool.
a Trekyards thing, sadly. Next is Ray Ricks, who throws in $13.
Oh, thanks so much.
Thank you. Says, sorry, y'all have to miss the live. I am relieved this was good. I was starting to worry after the last few episodes. Really enjoyed the story and Paul Giamatti chewing the scenery. Only gripes are a comic book removing the computer lockouts on the Mizaki and Caleb Mary suing. The comic book didn't remove the lockouts, though.
Well, it convinced the computer. A digital comic book convinced the digital computer that they were dead, so it solved the problem. That's what he means.
I never got that indication once.
Yeah, they say it. They prove it. I mean, the computer's reading it, but it's just showing a file. Yeah, they just show it visually because holograms. And the poll's up, guys. Vote now. I have not included an A, but if you want to re-rolled A, because you guys tend to be mean with F, so I put the F in because B is very fair for this one potentially. I think A is quite high, but that's the poll. Vote now. What you think? And B fair. B.
I would give it an S. it's the best of the season so far, especially the show
Whoa,
so far.
well, there you go. Damn.
So
There you go. See what happens.
anyway,
All right.
classic for real, $2. Caleb does someone that Genesis don't. Perfect. Classic for real, $2. Happy birthday, Mom. Happy
Oh,
birthday to your mom.
I insist everyone says happy birthday, Classics Mum. Everybody, go, do it.
And Robert Buckley, member for 3 months at the rank of Admiral.
Oh,
Just happy birthday, Classics Mom, from the crew. And then he gifts 5 Trekyards memberships.
ooh.
So Sam G, MBV, Brian O'Neill Singleton, Kwok Van Trung, and Mithra. Anyway, yes, welcome to the channel.
I'm so glad you take that and I don't have to say people's names because
Yeah,
always so appreciative you do it for that. Thank you.
I try.
Yes.
And Sergeant Montgomery, member for
Oh.
62 months at the rank of
Oh.
lieutenant.
My God.
Says Singularity ship looked very similar to $1 store Crossfield from Strange New Worlds. Also,
Oh.
again, happy birthday, Classic, for real.
No. I actually rather like that Crossfield. No, that's very different. But
I can see why he says it.
yeah, framework, yes. All the designs are different, but that is interesting. They could use that damn model as well, if they had. That'd be more appropriate. Weird, but you know. Yeah, say happy birthday, Classic's mum. Say it. Do it now. Yeah, lot about this week. Of course, this is a very packed episode with an actual ending that punches. And we did our full review. Go watch that. This is about, now we've had more views, we have more perspectives. Stuart, how do you feel now on second, third, fourth, fifth watch, whatever? Always tends to feel different. So how's it feel? And what do you think now?
I think it feels better on rewatches. Even the Giamatti stuff with him talking to Nala, I think those scenes work a lot better because you know where they're going. I think the first time they felt a little wordy to me and they felt a little long, but now I really appreciate his acting and her acting. Actually, the subtlety of it in those scenes is really great. So yeah, and you know, to see an actual off campus mission is good. Again, it feels like Star Trek again a little bit. Feels more Star Trek than some of the other ones because we're actually out doing things, which was kind of cool. Getting to see the War College and the Starfleet Academy work together. Getting a cool lieutenant commander who I liked instantly, so I knew instantly he was going to die, which is a bit of a shame.
Was he wearing red? Well, I guess gold
No,
in
he
this case.
No. Yeah, unfortunately, he's pulled an Admiral Anderson on me. The guys I really like and can, you know, commiserate with, they die instantly. So, there are some issues that come up during this episode, especially at the end with the resolution. But I mean, you could call them plot holy. You could call them just things that need explaining. But yeah, we're gonna get into all that, I'm sure.
And on Sunday, check it out.
Yeah, the errors are more obvious on multiple watch throughs for sure. Yeah, and there's some other things with the ship and stuff, but that's a whole other conversation. So it's better on rewatches, in my opinion.
And we both agreed probably worse on rewatches because those scenes might drag. So I'm intrigued that you firmly said yes, you do prefer it more.
Yeah. Before I ask you though,
yes,
we got a few things here. Mark Lawrence, member for 72 months at the rank of Federation Council.
My God.
You, Mark. Happy birthday, Jeebus. 6 years already. Being on the council isn't as aging as people say. No, you look good for your age, man.
Especially when I put darkness in your beard to play a different role.
Yeah. Classic for real, 34 months at the rank of Ensign.
Jesus.
Happy 34 months to me and Valentine's Day tomorrow. Yes.
Yeah, happy Valentine's, everybody.
Sussy Guru throws in €5.
Thanks so much.
Next episode better start with the cadet who has a panic attack on the Athena bridge to resign. This is the second time she lost her marbles. Yeah, well, I mean,
that will be
the end of the season. They'll be like, you washed out or whatever. Who knows?
That will be a satisfying payoff to her non-arc.
Yeah,
kind of feels like they're leading to that.
And Thribs says, was the Vulcan called Bobby? No, his name was Bavi. B apostrophe thing AVI, Bobby.
Mm.
Sounds like Bobby when they say it fast, but it's Bobby.
Mm-hmm.
Sergeant Montgomery, $5. Can't wait to see the breakdown on the USS Mizaki.
Mm-hmm.
I'm confused with the continuity of the comic book 129 years and the Singularity Corps itself. Yes, as are we.
They were
We have
not
a
trying to be
discussion about
clear.
it. You'll watch it on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Robert Buckley,
Oh,
$20. Good to see you, Robert.
good to see you.
Well, I can't stay, so here's my supper chats. I
Uh,
mean, super chats for the episode. Have a good day and see you guys next time. Thank you so much, Robert.
well,
Sorry you
indeed.
can't stay, but thank you for showing up.
And maybe you can pop in near the end and put your score in. Remember that tends to be at the end, so if you can, please do.
All right. So now, what
Oh,
did you
hello.
think of this on multiple watch
Oh,
throughs?
my goodness.
And what are your thoughts? Because you said it would drag, and I'm interested to see if it did for you.
Yeah, so first watch, it was dense. I didn't know how I felt because the plot holiness, which I don't use those phrases often, felt more apparent here. But they're also trying a lot more stuff, so it makes sense that they would fall down on more stuff because they were doing more. And there's a lot of narrative stuff happening here. I think the ending really saves the episode from being fine. The fact that it was all a plan, the fact that he's now, our Mr. Gun thumbnail there is now a bigger threat from pirate to doesn't matter what tech he's going to get, it's top notch. That's a really strong end, and it sets up the rest of the season. Awesome. So that was really good. Vance was on point. I really like the communal or the camaraderie, not literally, but the working together vibe of the Chancellor and the Captain. That was nice, underplayed, but they would work together. That's how it should be. Everyone got something to do except Jaden, pretty much, but that's okay. He got what's previous week. It's fine. There's a heavy ensemble cast. It's probably too jam packed. You could probably take out 2 story beats and improve the episode. But as I said to someone earlier, it's a long episode. It does drag in general, even second watch, because it's a long episode. A lot of stuff happens, and yet not as much as it could do. But everyone criticizes Discovery for its lack of character development. So as much as it feels out of place to have a sex scene at the start, quite a long one. Well, I guess the post is quite long. It's character development. It's time spent with these people that we never really got before. So that's useful. Like I'd rather have longer episodes that drag a bit to build the characters versus 40 minutes and not do that. It's just they could do it a better way, but they chose that way of all ways. But there's a few good lines in that for sure. Yes, Michael Sue at it again. I would have probably cut the replicable mat a bit entirely because it did literally do anything to the plot. They could turn on the air from any other part of any other scene. That was definitely unnecessary in the grand scheme of the episode. But it's fine. And obviously time and distance is broken in this episode as it ever is, but it's more egregious than it normally is. But Strange Worlds did it worse with the Gorn episode, so the new Trek just can't do a good universe. They're incapable. They've shown it year after year after year after year after year. I don't know how it's possible they keep failing that way, but, hey ho. And yeah, the Baraka scenes are fun. There's definitely some really cringy lines that I think stand out worse the second time because he's word vomiting a lot of stuff. And so the lines that are really stupid feel stupid second time. He quotes Sound of Music. Why would he... The chance of knowing what that one film is from 1,000 years ago from Earth, but like the chance of that is so unbelievably small that it feels ridiculous. So he has a few lines are too far, because a few lines are insanely good, so he kind of a mixed bag. They're just throwing all the shit out and not everything sticks, but he takes up a quarter of the dialogue, so, But for the most part, it's his best performance by far. He's only had 2, though, but he's much better the first episode, and ballsy as hell to go unarmed into the lines. I mean, it's a theory they give him armistice to do it, but, really brave to go into the lion's den, at least his lion's den. Yeah, interesting episode. Dense episode. Probably too dense. And there's definitely some time issues of things happening at the same time when they obviously shouldn't be or can't be. But again, that's, they wrote themselves into holes. They weren't smart enough to write themselves out of it. But that happens in many things. So obviously it's not a perfect episode by any means, but it's a real Star Trek episode. And they are trying something. And I appreciate that because it worked better.
Yeah. Yeah. And Star Trek is the key there. Like I said in our editor review, It's got action, ships, technobabble, high stress, stakes, a deep
Big
cut
stakes at the end.
with the Furies. Like there's a lot of interesting stuff packed in here, and that it was dense, and it absolutely is. But I think not to its detriment. It doesn't feel heavier on a rewatch. I don't think. I think it feels a lot lighter because you know what's coming. You know how long things are going to last. It doesn't. It doesn't overstay itself. I don't think any of the scenes really.
Yeah, it doesn't feel
Yeah.
heavier, but it feels stupider. Because now you're listening to it more. Versus just... Or you're hearing it more versus listening. But it's like how many times you can watch JJ09, it gets stupider the more you listen to it, right? Because the dialogue kicks in. But yeah, probably not heavier, which is good.
All right, well, let's get into it.
And someone said, oh yeah, Hammer says Paul Giamatti's character is nothing more than villain of the week. While there was some character development for Barack, it was nothing more than a psycho villain, lacks depth. Yeah, but he's just a pirate. That's the fun of him.
Prototypical Trek villain.
Thinking he's just a pirate. That's good. I like just a pirate. And I mean, he is a villain of the week. Just only 2 weeks out of 6. Like he is actually a villain of the week, with more than 1 week.
I don't want him to be a big bad.
Yeah.
I mean, he's kind of turned out to be more of a big bad than we thought initially.
Well, we'll see. Right, we'll see how it goes.
Everybody can see your screen.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
Too many layers.
Anyway, let's get into it because I want to get this done. So, first scene, not even worth talking about. They're having sex. She does a mind thing with him. He sees his teddy bear. Sees a flashback to his mom.
Which they talk about every single week, Stuart, and they're really obnoxious, isn't it? How often he brings up his mum.
Oh yeah, his mommy issues that everybody was complaining about.
Boy, they've underdone that in a good way.
Yeah. But yeah, the overreaction of I didn't want to show you that in that way. Like I get both sides of the argument. Mm-hmm. She's like, that's just who I am. That's just how this works. Mm-hmm. And he's upset. I like that. So that's it. That's all that needs to be said about the first scene, I think.
Yeah, it's actually quite like it's gratuitous, and I wish they did it in a better way. But some dialogue's quite good. Yes, you're having sex with the Betazoid. You're literally opening your brain to me. That's how this works. You know, Deanna and Riker never could disconnect. This happens, and he would either know that or researched it. So he consented to this when doing it. He just didn't quite realize what it meant. I don't like anything with the other. Well, my biggest grievance in this scene is that they say hooking up. That's a today language. You wouldn't say that in the future. It feels like they're just kids today, and that shouldn't feel that way. It's just that's a new term. It's relatively new, so that let the scene down because it just wouldn't have said that. That's dumb. But for the flowers, which actually pretty good effects. The way they did that was quite nice. It's quite a difficult thing to do, really. And yeah, I like her reaction of, you know, it's not a stupid Betazoid thing. It's just who we are. Yeah, it's actually the dialogue is quite good, even if it's played weird. But it's going to. And we are sort of skipping to them in a relationship, kind of. But we skipped it last week. I think they realised they messed up by not doing it every week. But now they have to skip a few steps. So they kind of messed themselves up a little bit there.
Maybe. Tony Mai says Captain Foley's volume is so low and Sam is so loud. Well, my name's not Foley. It's Foley.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought the audios were good when we started, so...
Yeah, you checked it at the start. Let me go on the live and listen to my phone. We'd always check beforehand, guys. Let me have a listen when the ad stops playing. Which I guess is good. I'm paying myself an ad, but, you know, not good because I have to wait for myself. It's a credit card. It's a credit card company, Stuart. Thank you, credit card company, for sponsoring. Oh, and now it's Planet Fitness. Thank you, Planet Fitness, for sponsoring this episode, I guess. All right.
How's it sound? Do we sound good? She's not a Betazoid, but a Banshee. Yeah. Is it low?
I mean, we're quite similar. I'm a little bit more boomy, but you're not far off. Okay, I just jumped by.
Okay.
A good percent.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. But yeah, the Athena warps in. Quite a nice warp in. And they spend a long time. It's rather graceful as well about the ship. It's a very poignant sort of, I'd say, Voyager-esque scene. You know, the beauty of the unknown, the known, the unknown, the reverence to it. You know, everyone must hear and watch. It's quite nice. Quite a nice scene.
Yeah, a little bit dramatically lit and whatnot. Being in,
Yes,
it is called a ship graveyard. We don't see any other ships really.
we do. We see one saucer.
Yeah, but we see mainly just debris. Or like
'Cause
we see larger chunks.
Is that implying that other ships came to help and they got destroyed? Because one drive went kablooey, and then that exactly.
I think this was towed here.
See that? Yeah.
Put out of the way. Yeah.
Based on other things, that does feel like, yeah.
Anyway, they're doing joint operations. The War College has been using this as a training ground for years, and they're going to be working together to basically some cadets on the bridge doing operations to help out away team members, and the away team going over, so they're getting like real world experience. And the War College guy says nobody has scored over 65%, being able to get the systems up and running and all that. So yeah.
They do say later on that it's been 5 years, so this is a pre-dilithium training scenario, so problems come up with that with distance and time, but so this has been a lot, 5 years is quite a long time, so just to note, a lot of traveling involved. Yeah, good little. I love the music here as well. It's very ethereal, and yeah, it's good. Well, I don't quite see. I mean, they never actually do any of the mission except turn life support on, right? So we have no idea what the real mission is. They say stuff like reactivating it, no crews succeeded. They say at one point in these early scenes, the ship's computer needs to be turned on, has never been turned on, even though she does it in one move, and also they almost turned the drive on previously, but need the computer for that. There's got a few conflicting backstory elements. I think I just didn't check the script because they don't. I was thinking as went on, saying like these don't actually link together, but training ship, right? And I guess they're actively like if they do at one point fix the computer, they have to unfix it and re-break it every time for the next year.
Yeah, reset it.
Yeah, to its deliberately broken state, which he fixes relatively easily. And oddly enough, the power suits things play no part. It's got, I'm assuming, a setup for later episodes.
Plasma shields. Yeah, plasma shields. I love that. It ties back to the animated series with the life support belts. So, very nice.
Don't know how they're new, given they were in TAS, if that's meant to be canon. Well, I guess it's not, because we're never in Trek again. I guess this must be the retcon of that, but they'll be important later. I'm sure this is a big setup. And if it is a direct reflection on, how our guy almost died in episode 1, we should invent belts for that, then that's nice. Because that literally happened 6 months ago, right?
My question is, why does Sam need one? Because she's wearing one. When should they go across? But
now that's interesting, because she's not wearing one.
She is. She's got it activated when they're on the ship.
No. Later on, when she gets shot, her entire bodysuit holographically fades. So her bodysuit is also a hologram. So she's not actually wearing a suit. So she isn't. Yeah, she isn't.
So she's pretending to have the shields up.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Which is such an unusual thing to show, but yeah, her entire she's hologrammatically faking everything, which means she hasn't got a suit, but she wouldn't need it anyway, so it's a moot point. What a weird thing. But I mean, if she was wearing real armor, she couldn't beam places, so it would have to be fake armor anyway. It's just a bit weird. But yeah, subtle point. And also, can I just say, no one's beaming anywhere. Discovery, every episode here, we'll take the lift. No one's beamed.
Yeah.
I mean, they've walked down for this cliff if everyone can do this every time, whereas this is bad for storytelling. Cool. We'll do this instead.
Yeah. Then they get on, and you got the weird kind of tunnel effect going on. As you said, similar to E.T., where they had those leading up to the house. He made a bet saying that they could get a jump started within 2 minutes. And Caleb does blow on the console here, which I don't know if that really works, but that's fine.
As I said, it's a one-way force field you can do out versus in, which
but if it's a vacuum in there with no air, no life support yet,
it'd be stale air.
Necessarily.
You'd assume they wouldn't re-vacuum it. They'd leave it as whatever it was. Of course, especially because if they have to bring spacesuits last time, if these are obviously new techs. I don't know why this scene's important. It doesn't really do much for anybody to have them do this, except for how clever he is. And given they play
And
it,
get to like the guy that dies.
fine, I suppose there are better ways to do that for sure.
Oh yeah.
But they play it as it specially is using replicable matter, but that's his one thing. And they're all surprised and they didn't think to bring any, even though it's the one gimmick of this era is replicable matter. So it's odd how they're playing this. I guess they're all thinking too literally by the rules and he isn't. I guess. I don't know. It's weird. It's not bad, it's just not a good set and it's a weird little scene. With how stuffed the episode is, this could easily come out and just improve the pace a little bit.
Yeah.
And then you get, I really like the bet gone wrong. I really like Gemma Dade say, I'm grumpy now. Just 11 out of 10 delivery. I mean, she has got very little to do this week, and that's her one bit. But glad she showed up, and she's really, I mean, she's really my favorite character in this show because she's given us character out of anybody.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, they got life support up and running, and yay. I'm sure other teams have done that before. So
yeah, they definitely counter what they haven't done before. But within 2 minutes, life support, they turn off the things. I'd love to know if they actually filmed this inside the Stranger Worlds corridors, because this thing does, if they filmed it in the academy, because obviously it's just a ring with some LEDs, right? It's just a fabric tube. So I wonder if they did it in the Stranger Worlds corridors that were left over, or if they did it in the academy. I mean, it's a very, we hide where we are, but it's just, I guess when the ship was destroyed, they put up tarping, but then that implies only one way to the bridge, and it's just, they ran out of money, it feels like, because this is very, very cheap, and
there's not good explanations for this stuff.
No. And then very quickly, they get signals. Bit odd in that they say, okay, there's transporter beams, nothing I've seen before. Okay. And then they say there's like 30 power signatures around the ship.
Yeah.
But there aren't 30 cloaked ships. So I don't know. Are they implying that these bats can fly in space? Because that second time starters, that doesn't make any sense. There's nothing in the story where that is relevant.
They're not saying they can fly in space, no, but it's never explained, unfortunately.
Because there isn't that many people around them. They're beaming from their cloaked ship, we assume, and that's why they're fancy, because they can beam through cloak. Maybe they're in spacesuits. I guess maybe they're manually flying. But they say transporting. Maybe they're transporting the outside of the ship, but then why don't you transport inside? It doesn't really make sense. They don't explain it well. It just sort of happens.
Yeah.
I don't think they know.
They put a field around the ship too, so they can't do anything. So
which I guess is internally generated, because their ship is cloaked. I guess. And I was really surprised by this. I thought we were going to get more plot of, because I really want to see the scenario about the ship being fixed or whatever. So to have it suddenly be a hostage situation was like, oh, we're doing that? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of the TNG episode with the Hathaway, where they have to like restore power to this old ship.
Yeah, that would have been great.
War game style. But...
Oh, where's Becky this week? Yeah, Becky's only one episode so far. Oh.
Who?
Becky Lynch.
Oh.
I guess
been in more than one. She's been in 2 or 3.
Yeah.
I've
only been at the bridge 3 times.
Don't worry, she's been in a few.
Yeah. But also the poll, let's see how people are doing. 40 votes. We'd love to get a few more, but let's ask a secondary question. So B wins though at 65%, C at 25%, D at 3%, and F at 8%. And F was higher originally. So I will give us the top tiers again. See if it gets any higher, or at least see who thinks it is higher than a B. Yeah, interesting.
Cool. 43 people watching, 27 likes. Hit that like button, guys. Keep the super chats and the PayPals coming if you can. I'll just check and make sure there's no PayPals.
Yeah, they are essential for the channel, so if you can, please do. I do wish we saw these aliens at any point, because there's not a single close-up in this. Luckily, I'm pausing, and there's kind of a shot, but you're never meant to see what like in the episode. And they are very hard to. They're very Bane-like. Very Bane-like. They definitely weren't trying to create a memorable villain, because you don't. I couldn't draw them. I mean, this is literally the first time I'm seeing them. I guess they have no eyes. You know what I mean? They did a bad job at that overall, but they're meant to be scary and confusing. So, and they're just brutal cannibal things. They're not meant to be very deep, unfortunately. Which, I mean, they're dicks, right?
They go with the lore. They are actually pretty intense. So,
but I'm saying in the episode they're not. Yeah.
Well, they could have just made them anything then.
No,
it's
I agree.
Interesting that they chose that.
It's great.
Sessigir 2000, €5. Would have been better if they used the singularity core to kill the bats the same way it killed the original crew.
Damn. We never knew what killed the original crew except the. Yes, they could have written around that.
Yeah. Yeah, it would have been great if. Yeah, we'll talk about that later.
Arke tries to negotiate, which I really like. Very professional, very balanced. Nice.
Yeah, and the Furies are asking for 30,000 bars of platinum.
Oh, I never knew what they asked for. I couldn't tell you the watch.
Yeah.
Shit. It's a lot.
Yeah, and Vance says, yeah, no problem. We'll be giving them that. But they're likely to still kill the hostages. So.
Yeah, I literally could not understand them for love nor money. I'm a bit disappointed how absolutely cameo the Doctor was this week. He's just there. He plays no meaningful part. Even the scene where he said, I'll talk to you while you're under. He doesn't. So he's just an ultra afterthought, which I'm sad about because the medical stuff is happening this week.
And at the end, you got a doctor looking over Sam, who's injured, and says she'll be fine. We'll fix her up. But that should have been the doctor, in my opinion, because he's better with the holographics.
Yeah.
And then he was with Tarima, who's in critical condition, but any doctor could have done that. I would have preferred that he be with Sam because he's a specialist in holograms. But anyway, it's fine. Small thing,
at least his hologramness, but yeah, exactly. He has some experience. And it was odd that bit, we'll get there when we get there, but with holding Tarina, he wasn't doing anything. And medical officers need to be very active because every second counts, and he wasn't. And it felt like they just had nothing for him to do. Yeah, let down. Vance was great. Doctor was definitely like, don't bother putting him here if you're not going to do anything good with him because he's really important and very clever. Like, he would know these guys, the aliens, potentially. There's nothing he could do with this. He's no more Beta Zeds than everyone on the ship put together, including. Okay, so. But wasted, but he got paid, right? That's the main thing.
Yeah, it was already a dense episode, so they couldn't fit any more in, I guess.
Yeah. You get a briefing. Do you like Vance?
Yeah, they have 5 ships within a light year, but they don't want to warp them in because,
Well, they told them not to. I mean,
yeah.
But 1 light year, so are we assuming that the military station is less than a light year away because that ship's half an hour? They don't give a shit about distance because 1 light year is so goddamn close. Because that must mean that the station is less than a light year away because there's already a ship there. No, it must be over a light year because there's already a ship there. They don't care. They do not give 2 shits. None of that stuff. Yeah. It just sounds impressive. 1 singular light year. It's like, yeah.
But this is where he tells her that they're going to have to get new Spraka in to deal with the situation. So that Starfleet's going to remove its warrants on him for 72 hours. So he'll come to us.
And that was really logical, I thought. He's been fighting these guys. He's in this area roughly. They're in this area roughly. They don't like each other. Made sense. Enemy of my enemy. Which is good that she calls out the joke about the enemy of my enemy is that they're still my enemy.
Yes.
That they are still that. Which I like. I like that even though she's not ahead of the situation at any point. She has an inkling. She's cautious enough to be like, yeah. But also it's a good plan. So then obviously got 5 hours. They're going to call Nusbraka, who's going to be several light years away, at least 10 hours away, 20 hours away. He's going to have to get a big ship, warp in, the whole thing. Because that'll take a while, right? And they'll see the ship coming. There's no way he's close enough. They'll be suspicious. We're excited to see how they justify him being that close. Of all the galaxies, Stuart.
I know.
And
not be suspicious.
And not be suspicious.
I'm right nearby. I'm right next door, man. Yeah. Because you don't get the sense that a lot of time has passed on the other ship.
It can't have.
Yeah.
Right? It just can't have. Well, I would have said the entire storyline with the kids is under an hour. But it can't be.
Yeah.
It can't be.
I could say up to a few hours maybe, but
Yeah,
yeah.
I'll be fine if they played the 5 hour card at least, but still, that's insanely close. Yeah. Uh,
Yeah. And then anyway, they're going to airlock one of them, so they choose the Vulcan guy, and you're like, no, not Bobby. Bobby.
you are meant to feel that, yes.
And then they fight and they survive, except for dude, Lieutenant Commander man.
I like that. Lieutenant Commander dude. That is very
Yeah.
appropriate. Small note, but they are literally the war college. They are the military arm of the non-military branch. It's not in the same exact way, but the way that guy plays the scene, he's like Captain Shaw. He's the leader of this team. He's the designated leader, and he's just passive in a way that he should be thinking of a plan. He's using hand gestures, kind of, but that wasn't enough, obviously. As in a bigger plan. I don't know. He plays a bit too low key for me. But sacrificed himself, so proved his mettle. And doesn't get eaten though, even though it sounds like he does, because when he's flying in space data, he's not eaten. Guess he weren't that
Yeah,
hungry.
they make a point of saying they're cannibals and they're going to eat things, and then they just airlock them. Like I even thought the same thing. I'm like, really?
So it would have been pretty amazing if a skeleton has come out. You're like, that quick?
Yeah.
Frick.
Yeah, even the Klingons ate Giorgio, right? So
Oh. I wouldn't say anything is very well shot though. They're not good corridors. They're not good. Lighting's not good. It's D grade cinematography.
yeah, it's not awesome.
But we do move past it pretty quickly to the Stranger World. I mean the USS Bullshit Bridge.
Oh yeah, absolutely not the Stranger World Enterprise bridge at all.
No, not even 80%, Stuart. Not even.
No, no. I mean, look at those chairs. Obviously, they're different.
And that view screen, it's got a plating over it.
Dun dun dun.
You know what's funny? In TNG, they added black tape to the wall sometimes to be a different ship. They could just have put some plates over the light lines to break them up,
Yeah.
and we've changed the feeling entirely. Not entirely, yeah, but substantially. Hi, Doug. Have black tape on the walls. God damn it! That's what he did for like a shuttle once. He just taped the set.
Yeah. Kyle gets injured. He's gonna have a scar on his leg, and that's cool. So that's like Klingon warrior.
I feel like they've already pushed into they've done some stuff together, because this is the way they play this is like, oh, we've already made out. You know what I mean?
Not gonna say I disagree with you, but I disagree with you.
Thank you. I'm also getting way more medical from him, given this is his one thing, Jaden.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
His one job is medical, and he doesn't medical.
Later when Bobby gets shot in the chest, which shouldn't really affect the Vulcan that much because their hurt is much lower, but whatever. Also, red blood comes out his back, and then there's green blood on his mouth later. Small thing, but anyway, yeah, and Sam is of course injured on the ground, and she's calling out for help from Jaden, but Jaden's a medical guy. He would be taking care of Kyle and Bobby.
Yes.
He never seems concerned about them. He just kind of he doesn't go to check really, and then anyway, whatever.
It's too dense. They just can't keep track. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got the spot quote: "The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few of the one," to explain the death of the leader, because Caleb's kind of like he sacrificed himself,
which also plays exactly into his sacrifice.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he does the thing, right?
Yeah. Yeah, Sergeant Montgomery, I was the same. I thought the Bobby was going to live because that's not where his heart is, or any vital organs really, but it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's a hard blow he dies, but it would have been interesting had he been then having to have like a Picard heart, because they break his heart enough that it fails on the ship and they have to replace it. And he's like, but then he'd be the ultimate hero of the troop, because he literally stood in front of the smoking barrel for somebody, which is absolutely, there.
Sussy Guru 2000 throws in €5.
Thanks so much.
They could have just let the Vulcan get airlocked and all have that mobile life support system.
I did think of that. Yeah. Gosh, imagine if they said,
That would have been
okay.
nice. That would have been nice.
Imagine if they said, okay, I dare you. Throw us all out the airlock then. I double dare you. Ah!
Yeah.
That would have been very funny. Yeah.
Classic for real, $5.
Ooh.
The enemy of my enemy is still my enemy. Thing is straight out of a title card from Andromeda. Yeah.
I liked Andromeda season 2 and 3. And guys, if you want more to say, PayPal if you can make more support, as you guys know. I gotta say, I like the fact these kids are really crap on the bridge in that all they do is close the doors and then activate the force field and then activate the drive. Now that, in fairness, that last one was quite a cool thing, but they already basically done it last time, so they're just finishing. There's no engineering involved. So they don't do much, but they are only cadets. So of course they...
And Caleb twice. He's like, computer, and there's no real response because the computer's not active. And then later it's like, I can't do that. He's like, I don't care. Just do it. Like, really? That doesn't work.
Nope.
Sorry.
If the computer says no, it probably means no. But their ineffectiveness is actually kind of endearing. They still do it, but they barely do it, and not all of it.
Yeah, so she holographically sticks her hand through the terminal and starts reorganizing the computer because it's fragmented itself into different parts of the system. And she's putting it back together, which could take years. Well, not for me, or for you it would. Yeah.
Which, in fairness, she's not that annoying this week. She serves no purpose the rest of the plot because she can't physically do anything, which works. But here she's useful and it works. So I'd commend them for the correct use. Now, what does the LCARS tell you about what era the ship's from? Because in theory, this LCARS is distinctly designed for an era.
You say that, but
I do say that.
There's a TNG vibe to it. It's got the TNG LCARS things around the edges.
Well, Picard season 3 sleeker version, I would suppose.
Well, yeah, but that again, totally wrong era. If it's 125 years ago or 900 years ago, it's still wrong for the computer. Oh my god, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, because it's a close-up, right? They designed this to be the thing, and it would have been charming had it been TNG, or would have been obvious it was Strange New Worlds as well, which it isn't.
Yeah,
well, it's not far off, let's be honest, but it's, you know. I'm wondering if, as I alluded to earlier, she says the computer at the time was so damaged that it fractured itself across the ship's computer space to survive, right?
Yeah.
But they've done this mission for 5 years, so they would know that. So
nobody got power up and running though.
One of them got life support up previously.
Nobody got the computer systems active, so
they would know the reason why, because the computer's fragmented. You'd think.
Not necessarily. They didn't have a hologram to stick their hand through the terminal.
No, but they had an hour to scan it, and they probably brought a tech expert, a smart person. It wouldn't be that difficult to work it out, at least conceptually. And they do say they managed to almost turn the drive on in previous time, which meant main power, which meant, you know, so they've got very close previously. So I just wonder if they actively re-broke the ship each time, because now to use it next year, you'd have to re-break the computer, otherwise it'd be a huge cheat, right? It's just interesting. It was a very interesting way of framing that computer damage, but I wonder if that was on purpose to make a challenge.
Maybe. I would think no, but I mean, it could be the case.
Oh, it'll break the thing. It does make me smile that this match cut between two doors is the same fucking door. I mean, it's not literally, but it's the Stranger Worlds door into the Stranger Worlds door, but they're just fucking stupid. It's so tone deaf. It's like, yeah, that's because you did the exact same goddamn art design. Stupid.
Yep.
But I love Vance appearing, because that means that I rotoscope him out. Nice effect. Well done.
Oh, Lieutenant Commander Tomov, who got killed, he is missing a leg.
Yeah, I've seen a leg.
So they ate his leg.
And that man will now be at your next Star Trek convention signing autographs.
As he should be.
Forever he can now get that paycheck, because he was in 2 scenes.
He should be a hero captain, because I like him. Susiguru, €5. Maybe they were supposed to activate the core and engineering in the actual training scenario, not from the bridge.
Makes sense. Yeah. You still need the computer though to control the drive. So but yes. And I really, really, really like, especially on second watch, the fact that Swallow Your Comm Badge Lady breaks down so horribly, and I do think she's get thrown out. I think that's the plot arc of her, that not everyone's ready for this, because it feels so obvious. Every time she's in it, she's let everyone down the highest level in terms of capability. So I'm gonna go out on a limb and say she's gonna be. It's not a redemption arc for her. I say not everyone succeeds, because that's a journey, right? That's a good journey, showing everyone can do it. But I love the fact that Lady's face is stoic and Guy's face is stoic, and she's broken down. That shows how much better and ready they are for it. Like, he died. This sucks. Next, because we've got to look after everyone else. That I just like that. The reason that to be there is how good they are. I like it.
Not everybody gets a participation award. Sorry,
Yeah,
you're out.
Yeah. So I actually liked that, and it was actually well handled off the bridge. It was actually just nicely handled, I thought.
Yep. Yeah, get her out of here, and she's sent to medical. Love that.
Yeah.
Then Braca shows up.
Yep.
And I love how it's not just random security people, like the head of the war college is there with a weapon as well. Didn't necessarily expect that, but nice touch.
I mean, he started somewhere. Lowly security guy, whatever. Although I imagine it's a bit intimidating to be gun pointed at. Although that lady, that other security, you'd think should be in the room, but she was hiding with this one shot.
Yeah.
Right? How weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's here. No idea how he got there, when he got there, if he's got a ship, a shuttle. I mean, well, he doesn't have a shuttle because he leaves in their shuttle. They give him a shuttle as part of the deal. So he doesn't bring a ship.
He's just in an airlock. Did he get beamed into the airlock? Yeah, there's no answers to that, unfortunately.
I mean, it's worse the second time because they literally didn't even.
Yeah.
It's very odd. They don't even try.
Sessiguru 2005 euros. Oh. Also good that they don't try to give her a pep talk and just send her to sickbay now. Yep. Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. I mean, imagine TNG if Helm is breaking down. Off the bridge! Next, right? But no, he has a fun little speech here. Like I say, sound of music's dumb, but he's playing a really long game here. Because he has everything to lose, but knowing that this is all bullshit, I like his acting more, because you can't see in his eyes he's bullshitting. Yeah. He's convinced himself everything he's saying is real. In his tone is real. And it comes across as genuine, which is really good. Because it's not, but it is. Yeah, it's good.
Yes. Yeah, all his scenes are great. Well played. Like, it's... Yeah.
Probably a fourth too long, but that's also the episode. You know what I mean? Yeah. Oh, let's see what the poll 35 would back up. Well, Stuart, the B has split very evenly across the board. Current winner now is S at 34%, just over a third. A at 29%, B at 22%, and C at 14%. So 3/4 think it's under an S, but the most people think it's S in terms of singular vote. Okay, I'm going to ask another question. That'll be even harder to answer.
He's going to test us.
Around the moons of Nivea, yeah.
Hit that like button. We have 54 of you here, 35 likes. Let's get those likes up to 50 if we can. I'd appreciate it. Also, putting your 2 cents or $5 or PayPal, whatever. Let us know your thoughts on this episode. Anything you want us to talk about specifically. We do read all the super chats and PayPals on the air, so if you can, please do. I'm having trouble with my computer display here. Anyhow, yeah, this scene of the he describes the Furies, and he's like, they don't even like being Furies. Yeah, they're always in pain. The only relief they get is just to spooge it all over other people. I love that.
Which is so interesting because he's working with them.
Yeah, and the next line is, you can't rely on a species like that to put business first. Yeah.
So it's the layers of fun here. And I'm kind of intrigued by the fact that he's trying booze that's replicated.
Yeah.
I mean, I like it because replication does take energy, and they've, patterns are, you sell replicator patterns, right? So, but they must be replicating non-synthahol, because otherwise that, you know what I mean?
Probably.
So yeah. I find that interesting for sure. It's a, and the way he drinks it down with his tongue is disgusting. I like it. is a certain way it works. Yeah. No, it's a good description of the baddies. You've got to imagine that, genuinely speaking, he was getting screwed by them, and then he had a plan, and he asked their help, offered them dinner. But I imagine it's all true except the current situation, right? Because would he really say, okay, 3 months ago, I sonic boomed them, I hurt them just to tell Starfleet that I'm the guy? Well, I guess that makes sense, because what else would you call him? Gosh, if that's the play, that's a long play. Wow. But I feel like his plan was opportunistic, not planned. You know? They knew the War College was going to be there, because every year he just made friends with these guys. He said, if we do this together, we can have 4 ships in. And given distance is no issue. It's not had to spend 8 weeks traveling. They just went there, right? I feel like it was opportunistic. We have this opportunity in 3 days. Do you want to? Yes, okay, go. That's how I feel it went, probably. Not like 8 months of planning.
And Thrib says, offered them dinner. Yeah, people to eat. It's going to be a whole ship full of people. Young ones, too. Tender. It's like veal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, yeah, because they're cannibals. Pretty horrible.
Anyway, so he's talking to Vance, and he's like, yeah, so I used to, like, charge... Just... My dad taught me. Control the flow of traffic, essentially. I've got this route between these 2 planets, and, a lot of Raktajino sales along the way, kind of making, like, truck stops. But now you're giving dilithium to this planet, so they can just warp right around me. Stop giving them dilithium. Okay. Interesting problem to have.
Yeah, there's so much good dialogue in this particular scene, because I imagine it's all true. So I love the idea that, his dad beat him and he's a bit baddie and he wants to live up to his dad, and it's really good stuff, because he's not saying it judgmentally. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
And he wants to be as good as his dad. Like, I like that. He's not got a daddy complex. He's just, I want to be as good as my dad, and he beat me. Of course he did. But villains beat people and villains get results. But not in a... But I do like how it does feel like, while he's overcharging civilians, he does genuinely want to help them, as long as they can pay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because he kind of has a vibe, you aren't supplying these motherfuckers. I'll do it. I'm going to make a profit. But I'm good. Like, I like the balance of everything. He's a dickhead. But the fact that he'd rather just be the guy at the toll road than the war guy says a lot about... He does, he facilitates the opportunity. I like that a lot. He's a low-key criminal who wants profit and easy life if he can.
Yeah. I love how Vance is like, I gotta talk to the president. He's like, yeah, probably now.
Yeah.
Like, he's got the upper hand here. He knows it. And you can tell Vance is a little pissed.
Oh, yeah. Well, he said, I'd beat you up if I were here. Or lucky him. Several times he wants to beat him up in dialogue to his face. Yeah. Which is funny how... I don't think it's a problem, but it's just funny how Mr. Braca squares up to a hologram. But it works because he's intimidating him on the other side of the hologram. It's actually a power play within a stupid power play.
Yeah.
Actually clever, because he knows he can't do anything, but the fact that he's doing it's actually quite a nice trick. I do, however, and some other review pointed this out, I do, however, think that in Second Watch, I don't believe this bit, in that I don't believe that the Admiral is going to get the President to agree to ruin an entire planet's warp travel for 6 people. I mean, the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. I'm sorry, these kids are not worth that. That's billions of people who are probably going to have a real hard problem. I think she's going to say no, but she says yes. So that makes me like Starfleet less.
Or does she? Or is it just a ploy by Starfleet? Like, we'll tell him we're giving him what he wants.
There's no indication it is, unfortunately. But
yeah, get our solution and then...
But then we're honourable people, though. Like, Picard will do the honourable thing and let bad people go. If we can lie to people, do what we want, that's not Starfleet. So I do think they should play... Starfleet's never going to go for this, because they shouldn't. Because, of course, I'm sorry, these cadets can be sacrificed for an entire planet, who we're helping now after the burn, who, like, I get that flaw. It's too big a scenario. And if the entire ship is kidnapped, like all the academy, all the cadets, fine. We'll deal with that, and but for 8 people, it's not... Sorry, needs the many. And then there's no bloody guards. And not all the guards anyway, because Vance can do anything. But RK is not even flinching at his touch, and like The bravery in that woman is quite astounding because he could just snap her neck and there's nothing she could do. And he probably has replicable matter in his fingertips and, you know? But he doesn't want to hurt her. He wants to make her suffer. He's very calm, like low-key calm in this.
He power plays it by saying, sit in this chair until they tell you to get up, otherwise you're not getting your answer.
I've never
That was kind of like,
I've never really thought of that as this, like, if he is the one answer, the solution, normally you play it as, give me a plane to get out of here, you know, power play, but you could also ask for a cigarette or ask for a chocolate bar. Like, they have to say yes, in theory. And I've thought of it as, you have them by the balls, even for the small stuff, so sit in a damn chair. If she says no, he just won't tell them. I like that. The minimalness of that helps elevate the scenario.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. Again, not a situation I like to see her in, but...
Well, her lack of handling it is handling it. As she says later, she lets him talk.
Yeah, he threatened me in a very pedestrian kind of way. I like that.
Yeah.
But then she also goes on in that same conversation to say that but he's really clever, so I think we might be missing something.
Yeah.
Which of course is the case.
She's never ahead of the game, but she's like, oh, this guy, right?
Yeah.
Right. I put on the next scene, so I've got to move some laundry to have it dry, but I'll let you describe the next scene with the thing and the thing.
Yeah, this is where they determine that they can find out where the ship is by looking at the debris field, and that the navigator of the other ship is constantly shifting the ship's position to remain undetected. So their way of figuring it out is to look for them using a probe going really slow. And Laura Thok, the Jem'Hadar lady, she's like, you have really good eyes. I'm going to let you pilot it. And yeah, these two working together came up with the solution, Genesis and Remy. And yeah, I love how the instructor's like, you've got good eyes. You're going to be the one piloting the probe. Yeah, good call. Good idea.
It's one of those very low-key scenes that feels almost like it was Paris and Kim. It's not that characterful. Yeah. It's situational. They have a little bit of extra. The actors are adding to the scene that because they're good, like Garrett and Robert were doing.
Yeah. A little fist bump is really nice.
Yeah, it's really small, but it's nice. This is the sort of scenes you just want in Trek, and they did it quite well.
Yeah. But back aboard the Miyazaki.
Long time. It's either hours to get through the doors, or it's minutes, and the whole thing breaks.
I'd say minutes. Yeah. They're trying to rush her with the computer. She's like, "I'll fry circuits if I do."
Which is fair.
Speaking of melting circuits. Speaking of melting, look at the door.
But they obviously don't actually want to damage the prop that much because they only cause a very small hole and it takes a long time. So it's underwhelming. I'll say that.
Yeah.
But again, they're not throwing much money at this episode, and you can really feel it. I think I can feel it. It's quite a cheap episode, even though there's a few things happening. But they fix it, I think. Yes, they fix it, and it starts gibberishing based on previous logs, because even though even though there's sense data from other attempts from the War College, whatever, it still thinks it is 120 years ago, when the crew unknown, I'm guessing it's escape pods of, there isn't really 7, whatever, I think that's all just, I mean, it's a broken computer, right, and she's reformatting it, and they have to convince it in seconds, pretty much, of time has passed. And how do they do that, Stuart?
With the comic, Tales from the Frontier. The computer does say scanning to verify the historical record of the Miyazaki crew. Okay, I missed that the first time.
But it's funny because he literally pulls a hologram of it out of his chest plate and then moves it onto it. So he's putting a hologram out onto a thing. So it's the same as just like you and an iPhone tapping, just with a, it's unnecessarily fancy. But it is a good looking comic book. It's very Star Trek comic book made by IDW, and I wouldn't be surprised they actually made this comic for this.
Sure, it's available, or will be, yeah.
I mean, and I actually like the even on the back page, the ship is part of the art. I kind of feel like we should do this for like a Trek Shorts thing, just recreate this and just because it's quite cool. I do quite like that.
Yeah. Well, this ties into the age of the ship too. This is about this ship and this crew, and they're very TOS.
It's like about TOS. It. distinctly.
It's not even Discovery styled uniforms. They're like proper uniforms. So again, indicating the ship is 900 years old as opposed to 125.
I mean, I could see them saying, "Now that's the Stranger Worlds art," but I mean, they're so. I mean, they're yeah. I don't know, but it's a very odd choice because it doesn't fit whatsoever, and it would have been nice had they used the uniform, the Admiral wore, the Tal Admiral in season 3, but then downscaled it to a more Starfleet version versus Admiral version, and that been it. So that would have been the uniform of the era. So this being this, I'm actually fine with this being this uniform, if just as we've had Sherlock Holmes books, movies, and TV set present day, which don't make sense. And if you're a historian in the 2400s, you'd be like, but Conan Doyle wrote it in the I don't know, 18 somethings. Why is Benedict Cumberbatch playing it modern day? It doesn't make sense. So I can imagine they've made various stories, and this they moved the era because it's different, you know.
Yeah.
But it's I'm really throwing out a bone, right? Yeah. I'm really reaching for that, but I mean, fine.
And Thrib says it's because the uniforms 140 years ago were more TOS like.
By more, you'd be identical. I mean, hell, if that's true, start a new fan film. Well, maybe it better run in fashion. Maybe it means in season 2 of the Academy they'll wear TNG uniforms because it's back in fashion.
Yeah.
God.
Susiguru 2000, €5. I don't buy that the computer would accept a comic book as valid historical records and then just accept the kids are the new crew. I would, considering how glitched the computer is right now.
Oh yeah, it's not thinking straight.
Yeah, it's getting verification based on some of its logs, matching up with some of the things in the comic.
So I think you're overthinking the visual. He's sending a computer record, which has time codes, metadata, author data, all these facts as part of the thing. He's then reading them and seeing very detailed. It's like going to the appendices of a book or the initials, all the dates, all things, and you know, all the information's there. Plus, it would have confirmation that it was a real thing because they have codes, as in it's not, you know, like how you can work at authentic Nike now. There are ways, so it would know it was authentic. It would know the data. It'd be too exacting to be fictional. It's hard coded, right? To be a you know, it shouldn't be used like that, but yeah, I'm actually fine with it. It's silly, but it's not that silly.
Yeah, there's one image in the comic book too with the red background and the one guy on it, which is very reminiscent of like one of the Gary Mitchell IDW poses. Yeah,
but also the bridge and the L cars, like it's just so I don't like they're not committing to anything. There's because they're just generic consoles, and then you've got. I don't understand really, to be honest. I don't. I mean, it's a full comic book they did. I mean, I thought.
Well, they mentioned temporal anomaly. There's a shot of the ship in front of a planet. This planet Ray is by a ring of asteroids, a temporal anomaly. If we can get a hold of one of the missing asteroids with the tractor beam, blah blah blah. Yeah, so they mentioned temporal anomaly in the comic book, Sam.
I mean, hell, if this is a Stranger Worlds era drive that move forward, and that's part of the thing, it's not in the dialogue whatsoever. But yeah, boy, someone to draw this. So someone put effort into the entirely wrong uniform for some reason. Okay.
Well, the ship matches the uniform era. Like that's the problem.
It does. Did you see that
fine.
bridge module? Did you see that bridge? But then, girl appears. I genuinely thought this was gonna be a giant twist and not what really happened. I thought this was gonna be his mum, who sent a signal to him, finally bring her back in the show. As psychic things, I didn't think he was going to Beta Z. Why would he? I didn't even consider that. I thought it'd be Tamara Morris, or whatever her name is, and it'd be like, oh wow, she's giving me a message about the story. Because boy, she's in theory a named actress, but not that she's had any meaningful part. Although she's probably the villain at the end of the season. He's probably working for her. Blah blah blah. Yeah, fine.
Well, Caleb's mom is gonna be the gift that he promises Aki at the end. I got another gift for you. It's gonna come wrapped with a big red bow.
Oh, is that what he says?
Yeah, that's going to be Caleb's mom, I guarantee.
I can see that.
As a twist, like my wife, she's going to be working with him. It's
be
a big twist. Yeah.
I mean, very girl boss if she was the boss, but I like wife. Wife's
Yeah.
interesting. Maybe they formed a really codependent, horrible bond in prison. Because, fuck those Starfleet people.
Well, they're working together when that's the reason
Well,
she
she
got
was
in
working
prison
for him and didn't know
with
how
him
bad he
to
was.
get food.
For, I would say, but
With. Go back and watch.
okay.
It's fine. No, yeah. So she basically says, I saw Caleb on the bridge. I've linked with him, so they have a communication with them. So that's what the yeah. It's fine. And then we get an XO1 model,
We do.
which looks metal. It looks pewter. It looks like the Hallmark one, but it's much bigger.
Well, I assume it's the XL Eagle Moss that are then metal plated.
Probably.
I mean, it looks great.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I wonder if that's a refit and they've taken off secondary hull. There are some little dots at the top for phaser turrets that aren't in the original version because the refit has phasers. God, if I'm a nerd and I know that, that'd be so sad.
Very pathetic, man.
There's also more.
Turn in your man card.
But I mean, of all the ships, I guess the next one's canon here. Woo!
And the Oberth.
And it would be annoying if it was, the Shinjo or something. So at least it was something cool. I wonder if he picked the ship. I wouldn't be surprised if he could, because it wouldn't make much of a difference, right? I bet he picked that one.
Just don't pick up the Intrepid because then the cells are down. And it looks fucking wrong.
That's a big freaking Galaxy class model. I just realized. Wow, that's a giant model. Shit, a big Oberth as well.
Yeah, the Oberth is huge.
And that Galaxy is being suspended at the tip of the. That's a really weird weight place. My God, they have to engineer.
Well, that's the center of gravity.
Is it?
Maybe on that. Maybe.
They have to put a lot of metal in the saucer.
Possibly.
Well, possibly. It looks cool though. Actually, it's a fun way of displaying it.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. When I did my Hallmark series,
Yeah.
I'd be surprised where the center of gravity is in some of those. It's just nuts. Anyway. Yeah, here he's like talking about her kid and working with kids.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, you sacrificed your kid to save everybody.
Which is new information.
His ship was falling apart piece by piece, just like this. What's it feel like looking out there? Yeah. And she's got winces on her face, and it's like, oh no, shit's really affecting her. And it probably was to some degree, but at the same time later when she says, yeah, he tried the typical pedestrian bullshit on me, it kind of makes you think that she was just playing along. Like, sure, some of it hurt her, I'm sure, but there's been a lot of time, right?
Well, I feel like it's similar to in the Trek fan film you were in, Stuart. The number one comment was you're wearing glasses, right? And it's like, yeah, we know.
Yes.
So he's like, you let your son die. It's like, I know. You know what I mean? It's that sort of insight. It's like, it sucks, but I know. So I'm just going to sit here and take it because I know. It's nothing. It's no reveal in information. Like,
it was the correct decision at the time. It's still the correct decision. I can't do anything about it. So.
But lovely symmetry that the kids on the other ship, because he didn't have any part of that, right? That's entirely the situation as it unfolded. So it's actually quite like, it's nice to see what is real he's saying and what he's spontaneously saying versus what is fictional. That was a fun part of the second watch, how much of it was him just actually being there in the moment. Because he's he feels sorry for her and he commends her because that's what he would do. And it's interesting stuff, and I really like her choice. Well, it wasn't her choice, but there's not a single line, whole scene, not the entire scene, because at the end they call her to the bridge. Doesn't say a damn thing. So this is 2.5 pages of Bracca's dialogue.
Yep.
And she's sitting there. Easiest day for her of the entire shoot. But her not saying anything is so much more powerful because she, as an actress, as a character, is the woman that sits on people's chairs and puts her feet on them disrespectfully. So of all situations to be disrespectful to people, she's being professional, flat, absorbing, as a captain would, and not bantering. And she's letting him talk. Because the further mad people talk, the further they talk into their own vortex of nonsense. And he does that. It's really nice, and the restraint. I appreciate that.
Give someone enough rope, they'll hang themselves. Let them talk.
Yes. Yeah.
But yeah, he goes on to say, if he would have survived, he would have lived longer than all the people on your ship combined. You know,
Oh,
you could have
sure,
taken
sure.
the easy route and saved him and had a life together.
Yeah,
You're correct. Yes, I could have, but I didn't.
does
And then he
suck.
realizes that Caleb is on board the other ship. And he's like, "Oh, I feel
Mm-hmm.
really bad for you."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's definitely. I mean, you said in the first review, it brought the episode to a halt. It does. It's just the other ones are also so long.
Yeah.
You know that if this was the only one, goddamn, not Oscar winning, of course, but amazing. But it's because there's a few of these kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He says, "Damn, I feel so bad for you, babe." It's like, wow.
I mean,
Um,
everything here is working for him, right? He's yeah.
Classic for real though, $5. Thank
Ooh.
you so much. I vote Academy is better than Discovery, except when Giamatti and his crew are involved. Their Emerald Chain descent even stupider with lobotomies. Wow.
Ooh. I like Osiris. She was good. Yeah, so that was the poll I asked, and I gave people the third option right at the last second. I asked,
Yeah.
I have 25 more votes if people are more passionate on this. Which is a better show overall? Now we're over halfway, and this was a good episode. So we've had 2 episodes in a row.
The good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yes. Discovery, Academy, both as bad as each other, which is really unfair, I would say, but I gave the option. Currently, both as bad as each other is winning at 49%. Academy 43%, but only 9% of people, so that's 6 people think Discovery's a better show than this. Which is, boy,
Mhm.
poor Discovery, 5 seasons, like 80 episodes, and 6 beats it.
Yeah.
I send that poll. Interesting
Well,
result. Interesting result.
61 of you here, 39 likes, guys. Let's get those likes up to 50. We can do it. Should be no problem at all. Hit that like button and also let us know. Super chat or PayPal in with your ideas, thoughts, comments. And keep in mind, the whole time we're talking, keep in mind what you're going to score this at the end. Because, yeah, it'll be interesting to see where this one falls in our metrics. Yeah, so he goes on. He realizes that Caleb's on board the other ship, says he feels sorry for her. And then she gets called to the bridge, and all she does is stand up and walk away. And he's like, "Yeah, you walk away." So, um, Buster Logic says this is my favorite episode by far. I've been pretty skeptical. Yeah, I really enjoyed this one too.
I still think the first is better paced.
Yeah,
And they do better. I think the character works better overall, but the standouts here are better, which is Paul Giamatti and Vance.
yeah.
So I think that's a better balanced episode, but they're doing way more here than that. So, and that's doing a
It's
lot.
more feel good episode with the way it ends too. Uh,
Yeah, that song's
yeah,
great.
yeah. New poll is up. Is Trekyards reviewing the show balanced, too negative, or too positive?
That's no.
Good vote.
And do keep Train, like you said, Stuart. We are a bit shy of things and bobs. So if you can, please jump in. It's our big live of the week. So if you can, please do.
Yeah. So here they go on to explain that she's in contact with Caleb, and they talk about her implant.
Mm-hmm.
And I love this. The reason her dad can't speak is because she blew out his auditory cortex when she was young, because she couldn't control it.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess her dad was maybe yelling in the house because her brother was playing the trumpet or learning the trumpet or the whatever.
Yeah.
It's a great scene, actually, the way it plays out. Didn't need the explanation. She kind of shoots him a dirty look. But because he's trying to blame himself, not her. So,
Mm.
yeah.
But it also explains why he's deaf. Not that we needed that, of course, but there's an explanation. And I
He's not
like.
deaf. He can't talk. He's mute.
Sorry, yeah, you know what I meant. But yes, thank you. But I like the idea that because obviously that's quite. It's not just, oh no, I was born this way. It's a significant either mental or audible damage. It's so injuring to the dad that it can't be healed with modern medicine. Which people have said, why are the wheelchair bound, not walking, why all this stuff. So I like that it was a very specific problem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like it, of course, but, you know, and it's her own dad. That's, you see why she has an inhibitor, because, you know, probably wasn't present at that point, but let's say one of the chief government people and your own daughter blew out your ability to speak. But he still loves her. Like, they're still a family unit, so they got past it. So I commend them overall. But that does show how powerful she is, which we will see.
And then we get they pull up the USS Mizaki data information, and
Boy,
the
Stuart.
border around this is very strange New Worlds. Like it's not similar to the one in the Miyazaki. Sorry.
They
yeah. And I'm going to point this out. It'll be on our video on Saturday. But the first line in this write-up reads "Ship Class Constitution," which is clearly not a Constitution ship of any sort. But
it's not either of the Constitution classes because they have one in TOS and they have one in Discovery already, which is a quite interesting looking ship. This is none of those things, but that's the canon. But we do get the size, warp 9.74, I think it was, which is very slow, although it might be the new scale. Yeah, really bold of them to have all these things. But it's a small ship, which I actually kind of like. Yeah. Implying these corridors are... Because the Defiant's 150, 160... I think it's 150, so it's not very big. And the Saucer is the only thing they're in, so it's actually a really small ship, which I'm all for.
Now, there's dialogue here that I kind of, I guess, missed each time I heard it. Because he says, twice in past exercises, our cadets have tried to restore power to the Miyazaki, the drive that caused catastrophic failures the last time it was turned on. Last semester, my cadets installed a program to safely restart it, but failed for lack of time. So they must have had the computer up and running to install a new program.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Like I said, they throw conflicting information out of how... But like I said, they must just... Because this is... They're not... If they really wanted this drive to work, they would fix it and repair it. For the last 5 years, or the last 100 something years, right? This is a ship that I'm sure is reset every time as a training exercise. How else? And look, the Doctor's there. Moving on. Like, why bother? I'm sorry. Just why bother turning up for this amount of work?
So the thing they want to do is fire up the drive. That'll disrupt things, the force field around the ship, so that they can actually beam them out. So that's the plan. Activate the drive.
And this is one of the several plans they have, which feels a bit excessive at the time, but given they all sort of fail in one way or another, there's elements of failure across. So it's nice they have so many plans, but I kind of like that. They're all everyone's working an angle, which I like. And there's no sort of resentment. These two work well together. You know, he's tactical, she's commanding, but she is letting him make most of the decisions here, it feels like, because he is more experienced. As in the present last 100 years or 15 years, whatever. Like, he's of the here and now, right? So she's letting him... She's a teacher. He's a war guy. He knows what he's doing. At least he should do. Back to the door, which is still burning. And you're like, oh, okay. I guess it's been 5 minutes? I don't know. Oh, they should have made a Phantom Menace joke. Close the blast doors! It's like 6 doors. I think through each one, because I love that scene. It's just such a funny way of, 5 doors isn't enough. But no, it's just a door.
More comic still scanning the comic book, and there's a guy with wearing sunglasses.
I was pissed about until you realize it's a sun blocking thing.
Exactly. Yeah.
But that is definitely not the Miyaki, whatever it's called, bridge, because that's a freaking chair that has a big window behind him. I don't know. That's not the bridge.
Yeah.
Weird. But it does the trick.
It does. We're your new crew. Computer activate force field and seal the door.
And it does.
Activating force field. Yeah.
Although, boy, that alien put his hands through a burning metal door he's just been burning for the last 10 minutes that should be red hot. Brave guy. Move on and say, But, yeah. I do find it kind of...
Borg-like arm, I gotta say.
Yeah. The gun is definitely such. But I do quite like the idea of that force field. But again, I mean, I don't think they're meant to be intimidating villains, really. They're just scavenger cannibals. Weird sentence, I know. But, if I was them, I would just destroy the wall. Force fields are only useful in certain situations. Or, shoot the rim, because that's where the generators are. I don't know, they're not very smart, because now they're just got to destroy the force field. And they never try a different door, they never try to go in through the floor. There's a lack of strategy here. But also the kids, we haven't got time to give them plan A, B, and C. They just turn the portal on. Cool.
Yeah.
That's it. Next, you know. And boy, that computer, which was broken 5 minutes ago, it's doing some good work because it's maintaining a force field. You know, it's right.
Yeah. Then we get the conversation with what happened with Braca, and she said the expected pedestrian mind games, but he
Mm.
slipped up. He needs us as much as we need him because he's scared of the Furies, something, you know. But then she also goes on to say he's devious, though. I
Hmm.
think we might be missing something.
But she doesn't know, and that's
Yeah, I'm
important.
worried we're missing something. Yeah.
But it's fair to be suspicious. I mean, yeah, you don't want them to be overly smart. So if this was Michael Burnham, she'd have gone in there and put a phaser at him and demanded the truth and ruined the plan. Right? So
Yeah.
it's good when they're
She
flawed because she's not
she'd be like, Tarima, I can't trust you to do this. I need to mind meld with you and use my
to
psychic
balance
connection
you.
to talk to Caleb. You know that would
You're
happen.
so right. Yeah, my once connection with Sarek has given me bigger powers than any of you. It's like, cool. Thanks for that. Appreciate you. Great.
Uh,
But
then we get the
I
doctor
will say I
saying,
do like the discovery mention at the end.
yeah,
I'm happy with that. So I'm not gonna,
yeah,
yes,
Discovery's rescuing escape
it's
pod.
doing its
Yeah.
job. Good job.
Then we get the doctor being reassuring and say, I'll tell you when to do the thing. Don't worry. It's like, okay, I'm confused at this point. What are you telling him to do and when? What?
I mean, the plan. But again, don't if he's not in the episode meaningfully and this thing where he talks so isn't in the episode, then just cut it. You don't need this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not so good. And then back to Braca with the official. They agreed to fuck over a planet, whole planet.
Yeah.
Okay, official agreement from the
And,
president. Mad. This guy
and they
wins. Crazy.
and they have a shuttle waiting to take you away.
Yeah.
So
So it's not his shuttle in dialogue.
yeah. Uh, this is a good scene, actually. I like the way she kind of turns the tables on him here, and she gets a little bit pushy, basically calling him out for being a bully, knocking the alcohol out of his hands, taking the shot glass away. No, it was great. It was great to see this, and I was like, yes. Fortunately, it doesn't quite work because he's still got the upper hand on her, and she doesn't know it.
But that's why the
But
scene works better because there's layers.
yeah,
Because he would feel a bit pathetic if it wasn't. Because I imagine, like, what's he thinking here? Is he thinking, I'm gonna let her make me look dumb because of the bigger plan, or is he thinking, oh, she's got balls? Like, what is he thinking here? Because he has to, you know. But also, he's won. This pad is the official president's seal. You know, like it's interesting. It's really interesting. And yeah,
yeah.
I almost guarantee when she puts the shot down and it spills, that was just to take it spilled on accident.
Oh yeah,
Because
probably.
it's such an off-camera thing. It's a meaningless accidental. It feels so. That was the take. A bit too forceful. Which I really like. Small thing, but
Sasiguro 2000 throws in 5 euros.
thanks so
Burnham
much.
would have gone AWOL, stole a shuttle, flown over to the Miyazaki, and unalived all the scavs on single-handedly. Sure.
That does ring true.
I
Yeah.
just realized something. You know where they come to the realization after she's like, "Get off my ship" and all this, right? Um, they have the hologram of the Furies. They're bats. Part Linar. That hologram of the flying thing. That's one of the things from the animated series. The flying purple things that make that screech sound. In a few episodes.
Oh shit.
Just realized that now. My God.
Right. Yeah, that is
Yeah.
funny the way they say that. I mean, they say they're human-esque and other things, but they're just
They
having
said they're human hybrids, part human hybrids
with bats.
earlier.
I guess they're just having fun. They're just having fun. Speaking of having fun, Stu, I just did this while you were talking because I'm a daft sod. Right. If it was a super chat for thanks for this or was a well done, I'll take the credit. All right. What do you think, Stuart?
No idea. Ooh, yeah, that's cool. I'm sure this is a comic we are going to get at some point. That is clearly a sovereign class.
Yes. I know, I just made that.
It's nice.
Yeah. I just had Nana Banana swap out the ships. And extract the comic book into a flat style because I want to copy it. I mean, the text is that, look, in Girls US, it non-entirely but bridge. You can obviously read the text, but we can work on that. But yeah, I swapped out the Enterprise E.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm. So there's a super chat for me doing that. There you go. There you go. 'Cause I do quite like that. Maybe I should make that a Kickstarter perk. Recreate this, but in more TNG style. Anyway,
Yes.
there's the bat. Now, I've in second watch, my big question came up with the scene was, is that Sonic thing really real? Because they don't use the Sonic thing at the end, as it worked out. Torina's just kills them via other things. So why would you tell? He's their allies. That's a genuine solution to stop them. Is this not just a lie to get him off the ship and to get a deal to delay them? Because why? You know what I mean?
Maybe.
I feel this is probably a lie. Because why wouldn't you lie?
Possibly. Um. Yeah, but anyway, we found out about J19 Alpha, which is an experimental research starbase nearby.
With weapons and other such things. It happens to be 30 minutes away of the Intrepid, or the Intrepid class. It's very close. And I don't know, why do they need another ship to make the psionic beam thing? The sound wave. Why can't they do it?
The Sargasso should be able to make the necessary modifications en route to emit a sonic disruption beam.
Yeah, but they're 30 minutes away, so why can't Athena modify in 30 minutes? I guess they're mostly cadets, but why can't they do it?
Maybe the deflector's not set up for it. Maybe it's because the ship was there. There's experimental tech. They're using something that's experimental. Who knows?
Yeah. In the second watching, I thought, but they're gonna kill the crew if a ship comes in a light year. But also they haven't got the crew anymore, so it's a moot point. They can bring ships in. Yeah, why hasn't Vance brought in the 5 ships then? Because now they know. Yeah, that's a fair point. Now they know there's no threat to the kids beyond they're on the ship. So what he should have brought in the 5 ships. Start shooting the asteroids. I don't know. I'm sure, very least, it's useful to have a fleet of warships. Yeah, that's another plot hole. Could have had 7 ships there.
Yeah, they want the Intrepid class one to come in hot and hit them with the sonic weapon, and I guess then they would maybe call in the other ships. I guess, but
you can't light year warp in 10 seconds, so I just didn't want the CG budget for it. Let's be honest. But back on the bridge, Newsbreaker leaves in one of their shuttles, so he did not leave in his own shuttle. So how did he get there? And you about the Delta Quadrant. No, then the Beta Quadrant. Wait, what?
Quadrant Beta
Hold on. Okay, wait, what? So Athena navigation, it's
yeah.
They're going to warp 9.95. The arrival to his location is 3.7 hours. What?
None of it makes sense. Apparently, the shuttle's doing warp factor 9.975. Estimated time of arrival is 3.7 hours.
But how do they know his location?
Don't zoom in. No one will know.
Yeah, why do they know his destination? And I just went to get the shuttle back then? Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, on sickbay, they turn off the inhibitor, and I do wish it had been less than 1 second for her to have the power set. Because if the thing is flooding a system with neural silene, what they called it? Something like that. You'd think it would take more than 1 second for a boy to reset. Doesn't. So, okay. Small thing, would have been nice had they played that more into it.
Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, these things are still burning through the force field. She contacts Caleb. And he's like, "Am I dying?" She's like, "No, you're not dying." They apologize for making each other feel like freaks. That's important. and she tells him they've got to get the singularity drive back online. And then small fireflies or tiny fireflies. Is that the final name, or are you accepting? No, no, let's not workshop this right now. I like that because it is kind of a stupid name. But when you see the effect of it firing up, makes sense.
I can see the designer saying, "Oh, it's like Firefly." It's a very small note, but for whatever reason, when they're in this two-shot, the sparks are going in slow motion, but their dialogue's in real motion.
Yep.
Very small touch.
Yeah, I don't know why that was done.
Yeah, they had to film 2 different plates just to get that. But that's a nice touch that they're not quite living in, because it makes sense. These things could exist in non-real time because they're in the brain. I like that. It's a very, very small detail.
Yeah.
I also like how crap Sam is here. Because, of course, she's not really destined for any great thing except to be a diplomat in terms of like dealing with multi-species. This is not what she's good at in any way. Clearly, it's great.
Yeah,
she's just sort of there.
Like here, this is where Caleb's like, computer, I need access to the main engineering on the view screen.
Unable to comply.
The computer's like, sensors are damaged. I will have to reroute. I don't care. Do it now. It's like,
It should turn around and say,
kicking it helps.
Oh yeah, smack the thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
It should turn around
side of the view screen.
It should turn around and said, "Look, young man, don't know who you think you are. I am broken. No, fix yourself." Ugh, fine. Kind of, anyway. But I asked the chat, 56 votes, which I appreciate. 5-6, which is great because 56 of you here. 56, that's brilliant. Is Trekyards reviewing this show? The question was balanced, too negative, too positive. 57% say balanced. And 41% say too positive, which is a lot of you. And 2% of 4% too negative. So 4% think it's better than we're saying, and about half of you think we're being too nice. I mean, you're being quite nice, Chip. But you like the episode, so you're not going to lie, are you? That'd be weird.
Exactly.
Oh, Camp Foley just released an episode. What? Do you just release content right now?
No, it's 8 o'clock this morning.
Olympic Games Funko apparently released it just now.
It's not Olympic Games.
Sorry, Crypto Games. Thanks, YouTube app. Really on top of things, aren't you?
Very helpful.
Very helpful.
Very fucking helpful. We have 53 of you here and 45 likes. Hit that like button, guys. Let's get those likes up to 50. Do it. Yes.
Thanks, Sidious. Jesus.
But back on the bridge of the Athena, I love this description. It's like looking for a needle in a haystack made of needles. But yeah, the maintain focus. Look for anything over 60%.
Do new polls, so bear with me. Keep going.
This is where it starts very quickly switching from scene to scene. So maybe they redid the warp scale again. Says fate of 3924. Yeah, we mentioned that earlier. Earlier today, it's filming something. Yeah, we filmed the video on the Miyazaki. It's going to be on Saturday, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss that.
Okay, read that if you can.
Which is a better episode? Episode 1, Battle in Nebula with Braca, or Episode 6, Battle in Nebula with Braca? Not wrong.
Just like Purdy was watching it.
It's not really a nebula.
I know, but it's quite... It's the same fucking episode, just not.
Yeah. Actually, the one graphic I mentioned earlier, like 30 of these things surrounding our ship. That would be like the first episode with these things flying towards it.
They forgot about that. But yeah, then you get them slowly working out, which makes sense. I like it. I guess that's it. And you get some nice visuals on not view screen, which I actually quite like. I love what you said earlier. He's Captain Piking it. He's right at the front. I mean, you can't get more I saw the show before this, and I like Ethan's plan. So, well, not Ethan, Anderson.
Yeah.
But boys, at the Stranger World bridge with bin bags. It ain't subtle.
Nope. And then Tarima is talking to me in my head, and Jaden's like, "You too." Yes, and this is exactly how I wanted to tell you. I like that moment. I thought it was good.
Because let's be honest, that is the sort of bro dialogue that bros have who are friends.
Oh yeah, 100%.
and it's funny. It's stupid funny, but yes. I mean, let's
Because
be honest. Also,
Jaden's even like, mm-hmm.
but I could see that with very few changes, that being a dialogue line between Riker and Worf after years
Oh,
of friendship. Right? It's yeah, which is funny because that's similar characterization to some extent.
yeah.
And Jill, yes, indeed. Good apart from the logic. Still enjoyable.
Yes.
I also like that Jaden is knowing enough about Beta Zeds to know having sex equals the emotional, physical, mental connection that can never go away. So he knows enough about species to know that, which we as the audience don't necessarily know unless we're Trek fans with Troy and Riker. But he knows, and like, makes sense for a medical doctor to know things going in, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you get engine core, which looks kind of cool. Boy, that totally going to be alive for the whole season. Vulcan has the bushiest eyebrows. I mean, I didn't ever notice them before, but they are extremely intense. But this line in particular is like 10 out of 10 Vulcan. He nails some of his lines perfectly as a Vulcan. Just the best you could. Does a really good job, this guy. I look forward to seeing him in season 2. Yeah.
Anyway. Only his body was in death, Caleb.
Oh.
You were the last one to be with him.
God, if they capture that bitch, I mean that's not their fault. So they find the 70% trace, which is presumably the ship, which makes sense.
Yeah.
They something about something.
Yeah, she's like, something doesn't feel right. What do you know about J19 Alpha? What are they researching there? Like what kind of weapons? He's like the highly classified kind. Good answer.
Very good answer. And also because she doesn't need to know.
Yeah.
Anyway.
He probably doesn't even know. So
yeah.
But yeah, I like how she's got a sixth sense that something else is going on. Like this was a distraction. Because then, the Sargasso is here, the Intrepid class. And it's great to see future Intrepid class back. We'd mentioned that in one or two episodes ago. It would be nice to see the ship again. So
it's also, I believe, its second appearance, as mentioned as like a hero moment. I think it was in the fleet chasing shot once in Discovery, but it just had, I mean, in fleet shots and generically, but I think it's this one its only second appearance as a meaningful ship. I wish I had more than 2 shots because it's a nice looking ship. And it's really freaking small. I'm kind of surprised. And the theater's not big. I like how small it is.
Yeah.
I do like the core graphic. I like the spinning thing. All works for me. The comic book reading because I was bored. I like all that. That's fun. Good bonding for a character we're going to like more as the season goes on.
And then we get something that to me is kind of odd. So the shifty cloaks.
As Brock is sending a signal, which they can decrypt very, very easily.
I very quickly got they took the bait. As soon as they took, it's obviously the bait, right?
I don't know why he sent a signal they could decrypt, because he would know what they could decrypt. Just saying.
Well, they didn't have time to react really because the Intrepid class had shot at quite a huge explosion. And I like that you pointed this out because when we cut to the Athena bridge and there's a huge explosion that rocks the Athena, one could, speculate an antimatter explosion. Direct hit, the Sargassa has been completely disabled. It should have been completely destroyed because it doesn't matter in the context. It would have been more impactful, pardon the pun, if Braca had actually killed the ship too, as well as everybody on the station later. So I don't know. It feels like it was an ADR line because it was off camera. The Sargassa has been completely disabled instead of completely destroyed. Just odd choice. I don't know.
Yeah, I would put a solid 4.99 down. That was that was altered in post because the test screen said, yeah, we didn't have to kill that crew for no reason. And also it's daft in that this ship is so powerful that 3 hits can blow through a state-of-the-art Federation starship. I don't...
Yeah.
So I think they did that at the end, because everything about the shot is they got destroyed. I'm sorry, shields being hit, fireball, but is not going to cause the ship to move that way in any situation. So they definitely reshot that with additional dialogue, because, 100%.
The thing that I noticed in the second viewing was right after the line, the ship has been completely disabled, Genesis says, "Oh gods."
Yeah.
I'm currently rewatching Battlestar Galactica. So the "oh gods" line was great.
Lords of Kobol, hear our prayer for the crew of the thingy, yeah. Yeah, so they definitely reshot that, because that's, But I mean, damn sad if it was. And in fact, even, that's interesting. So, very small thing, but this is just an editing thing, don't take it as read. But we see after the explosion and the light and everything, Arke is now looking clearly, right? She's seeing. If we skip a couple of frames forward to the guy who's using the console, we cut back a second in time to when she's covering her eyes from the explosion. So if you take that literally, the explosion is so big, they're trying to recover our eyes, which would be more explosions, more death. But that's just because they edited it out of sequence, because that's the only take they had. Small thing, but that's why motions are important. But took the bait, shocking. And then, the great explorer she is, shoot the hell out of them. She loves firing these guys. As if one...
I like how the ship turns and reconfigures itself too.
Yeah.
And later, when it warps out, there's 3 distinct ships or parts, because it
does
warp and warp.
I wonder what that was. Yeah. At least I commend them for her not blowing up the ship in this one assault. I was convinced for a second that they could win instantly. I'm like, no, come on. These ships should be relatively powerful. Although another brief little complaint earlier, her one order when the ship appears is shields to maximum, evasive maneuvers, cut to space.
Yeah, I know.
They never listen to her evasive maneuvers order. They never do. They never do it. That's 2 episodes out of the 2 battles. They don't do evasive maneuvers until she orders it. Goddamn it, CGI department. Give her damn evasive maneuvers. But yeah, they ask for she gives the signal. They activate the drive. It spins. It makes fireflies. It's rather nice. Oh, you know what that set looks like? It looks like the Strange New World science lab with the pillars. Oh, I wonder if they filmed in that room originally and thought, we can't do 2 goddamn rooms that from Stranger Worlds. Maybe. That didn't work.
What are we going to do? Drop it in garbage bags? Sure.
Sure. Or they run out of garbage bag budget, so they did that instead. Because I can imagine you could easily do a CGI ball and a spinning. That wouldn't be hard. Wouldn't be hard at all in the set. But that does feel like the same set, now I'm looking at it.
Yeah.
Anyway, small thing. Does it do anything, this drive?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I think it activates, but it would have to, because they beam them off, right? Because they,
But is it that disables it, or is it the fact they attack the ship and it moves? I'm not saying that is the reason, but they do change the scenario.
Because they fired it up, and it's transporter control re-engaged, trying to lock onto the cadets. There's too much distortion. And then the Furies come on the bridge and start fighting everybody.
Yes.
So I don't know if it's not fired up yet completely, or what the situation is, because it's after she screams and kills all the Furies that I don't know.
There's lots of it's not clear. It's not a problem, but it could have been a bit more clear. I think they're trying to say that this worked, but then we don't see the engines turn on. We don't see the ship activate. This is now a drive that killed the crew, which over several years they managed to make work and not kill the crew. It's on. Doesn't do a jack. And I guess, technically speaking, they've now fixed the drive, so now they can use it. The kids fixed it after several... I don't know. They don't think about it. They're not... It doesn't mean anything, unfortunately.
No. But then she rips out her implant.
Yes, she does.
For reasons.
Ow. That's a long-ass line.
Yep.
Oh, and you've got Sam got shot. which if on the
Oh,
still
yes.
frame, which shows her armor is holographic because the hologram affected everything. And as I said earlier, why isn't she fighting? Because she is just a hologram. Weapons hurt her. She's very susceptible. She's not this god character. Single fire and she'll be hurt.
Or they can shoot right through her because she's semi-permeable.
Well, it makes sense. The training ones weren't set to kill; they're set to beam,
Yes.
but these were set to kill because the guy kills him. So that, but yeah, I like that. She instantly is out the scenario, and that's all it takes. It's a subtle thing, but I like it. Because that way that her armor is disintegrating is like, yep, that is a hologram armor.
Yeah. Jamming field restabilizing still can't get a lock, so they're still trying to beam them
Yeah,
out.
so it can't be the drive. So the drive's on the entire time.
I think it's still firing up though. It's a long fire up sequence. Possibly. Just saying.
Yeah, I guess. Building up particles, whatever. Then you've also a god picture. I quite like when the lady shows up. I guess she's psychically seeing through Caleb's eyes?
Again, not made clear, yeah. I would assume so. That makes the most sense.
Or she's seeing through everyone's eyes at the same time, sort of adding herself to the scene. But I didn't catch, actually, the first time, because I thought she was trying to save Caleb's life. I mean, she is, but she's not. She only gets triggered when her friend dies. And she's screaming over his body. I didn't catch that. So it makes far more sense that she would care about him dying than the guy just started dating. Or
yeah, she's been working with him at the academy,
6 months.
At the or college. Now, when Bobby gets blasted, yeah, red blood out the back. Mr. Vulcan Man with the red blood.
Yeah.
But never caught that.
But did you catch that she died? She was venting because of the death, not because of the... Yeah.
Yep. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
It's so quick, I missed it the first time. But it makes more sense. She lost control. Because death is permanent, you know, but your friend being whatever. And this is where it's totally unknown as to what happens. She either sonics them, because that's explicit in the story. That's how they're susceptible to dying. So that's what we've been told. The sonic is what hurts them.
Yeah, like when they die, it's like their brains exploding or their inner ear, right?
She's using sonic powers. He's holding his ears and his head. They die so everything about this says sonic, and there's even a wave in the scene.
Yeah.
But we've talked about in the other review, there's no way a sonic blast can fire from inside Athena. No way any of that.
Inside Athena, through space, through the shields, through the ship, yeah, it just doesn't make any sense. Caleb's not projecting it from his mouth. It's not linked through the ship's systems in any way. Yeah, it's kind of stupid. And that's very X-Men like.
Oh, yeah.
Banshee.
Well, that showed you how pinpoint they were on the effect that kind of looks good and works. But she flat out murders them all. And you've got to assume everyone on the ship, and there were 30 life signs, so she murdered everybody. I would assume. It wouldn't just be the bridge, because that wouldn't be safe, right? Kills everybody. Doesn't kill them, so that's what I mean. How could she control the powers enough to only kill them?
Because it's a certain frequency. That's what's implied.
But then it's sonic, right?
Because they said they're very sensitive to high-pitched sounds, which humans can't hear. Very low-density sounds, not extremely high-pitched. So
that's what I'm saying. They
to have the visualization of him like covering his ears in his vision is just kind of strange. Like this is where it's absolutely a big problem.
Yeah, I don't know if they know what they meant. And it would have been great, I would totally fine, if Caleb had gone, if he had done it, she was sending her signals through him and he was a transmitter, would have been fine with that. And he's sending sonic waves. Weird, but I would have...
And yeah, even though red blood shot out of Bobby's back, when he's on the ground, he's got green blood trickling from his mouth.
Yeah, now I'll let you talk about that.
Right.
So I got to go for a couple of minutes, but I'll let you talk about his death and then the next scene, because, you know, the next scene has a lot of information to talk about, so I'll let you talk about that.
Well, we're almost done, so...
Yes. Guys, keep super chatting, man. I haven't want it in a while. It's funny how people want to comment more in bad episodes than good ones. People be people, eh? So let us know what you think. And as you said earlier, Think about your scores. Because I want to know scores this.
And hurry back. Sasagura 2000, €5. She's probably telepathically blasting their auditory systems directly. Yes, we thought of that as well, but then the visual representation of the wave is kind of silly on the bridge, so. But anyway, yes. So Bobby, the Vulcan, is dead here, and Jaden doesn't do much. He is medical. He should be being a little more active, I would think. And then Sam, of course, is calling him over for help. The Athena fires a whackload of torpedoes, and the enemy ship just warps away in 3 sections. 1, 2, 3. And then, yeah, we got the scene where they're talking about, yeah, he played us. After the Sargasso left the facility, 6 finale RAL ships decloaked and attacked. The station's defenses held for 18 minutes before the station was boarded and ransacked. So they got advanced weapon technology. And Aki says this was all about him getting on the station. He knew we'd called in the Sargasso. Yeah. We get a Discovery mention. Discovery still collecting escape pods, which is a nice little mention. The graphics don't match the script several times, yet I was still entertained. Indeed, yes, that's correct, Jill. Which we've talked about that in this live. Some of these on-screen graphics not matching, and also we will. There's a video coming out on Saturday talking about specifically the Miyazaki. That some interesting stuff. Yeah, it's like, what exactly was he after on that station? Don't know. It'll take weeks to find out exactly everything that's missing and how many people are dead. But yeah, Bracca's about to become the most wanted man in the quadrant. They do make a point of saying, go back to San Francisco. There will be trauma counselors for yourself and your cadets. And then she feels guilty, and Vance says, you know what? It's not your fault. My fault. Trying to take the pressure off of her. But he says he just leaves her alone, and then she gets a incoming message from, well, source unknown, but and yeah, it's a rub salt into the wound kind of conversation. He basically says, oh, the irony, your son died because you wanted to save everybody, but now you got your son back and you killed everybody. Trauma loop. You're welcome. That's my gift to you. Oh, I have another gift as well, by the way, which you'll be getting in sometime soon, which is wrapped in a big red bow. And that I'm guessing it's going to be Caleb's mom. But yeah, you get the the comic placed on Bobby's body. And yeah, just kind of a bitter closeout here. I can't change the image, so sorry. Anyway, so yeah, consider your scores out of 10. Consider super chatting those in. Once we give our final wrap up and our scores, I will read those. If you just want to put your score in the regular chat, please do so. Sam will read those out after the fact. But yeah.
What I miss?
Everything.
Oh my god. You sad he died then?
What?
You sad he died?
Bobby? Yeah.
Yeah. Me too.
Yeah.
It was unnecessary but also dramatic.
I wish it would have been the Romulan lady. I don't like her.
Oh. No, I like the scene with Vance. I like the fact that she says very little. I don't like the fact that he wants to beat Bracker up. It's very un-Starfleet, and I know he's being friends, but it's like, dude, you're better than that. Just saying. Unless he knows there's like a doomsday weapon in the facility, which it probably is, but you know, oh dear.
Yeah.
Tries to help the captain lady, but she says, stop it. I do wish they'd had more than 5 seconds before Baraka happened. Like, he's waiting for them to stop the call to start a new call. You know, that's very weird timing. That's very narrative timing. I wish he'd sat down and then she'd appeared or something versus the second later, you know?
Oh, just you might be monitoring their communications.
If that's the case, then that's fine.
With some advanced tech, you know.
Well, 'cause I assume he just met up with his ship and he's on it, I assume.
Yeah.
I like
then we get to
the funeral thing. That's sad, but not too sad.
Yep. We get Sam is damaged, but she'll be fine. Yeah, and then
Image is there.
Yeah.
Thanks for not
Trima's
helping.
in a coma, critical condition. Yeah.
Yeah, that was bold. I mean, makes the stakes feel better, so I appreciate that. You know, they're medium rare now. That's good.
Yeah.
And then we get another speech. It's pretty good because he's won. You know.
Yeah, I like the trauma loop thing.
Uh-huh.
You're welcome. That's my gift to you. You saved your son, but lost everybody. Whereas your other son, you lost your son and saved everybody. And then, yeah, I got another gift for you. It's going to be wrapped in a big red bow. You'll get that sometime soon. It's going to be, I think it's going to be Caleb's mom. That's my call.
The fact that maybe she's now one of the top people in his organization, at the very least, you know, has become this big thing. Yeah. That seems quite likely. No, it's a good speech. I like his vibe, I like her vibe.
What if this is a Section 31 facility and they moved Kirk's body? So Braca got Kirk.
Shatner's come back?
Yeah, those spoilers, but yeah. I'm just kidding.
I mean, that'd be a bold play right at the end.
Oh, the return. Yeah.
Yeah, seriously.
Anyway.
But no, it's a good end. It's a strong end. This, like I said, the ending saves the episode, as in from being like, okay, potentially. It really gives its big play and makes you want to watch more, for sure. Makes me kind of miss the Discovery next time on Discovery, where we could look and see how they're lying to us, because they often did. You know. They were quite interesting often. Yeah. And the fact that she says almost nothing, as the whole episode, but her acting, and she's left in a room alone, is really nice. Ooh.
He does end with the kind of you're the best teacher I've ever had. I hate you so much. You've made me a better person. It's like, damn.
It reads like I'm not angry, I'm disappointed. It's even worse than saying I hate you. It's like thank you, or it's
yeah.
The ending's really strong in this. It's really, really strong.
Yes.
And keep voting our poll, guys, and bam. Almost exactly on the hour.
Yep. So it's time. Super chat in your scores out of 10 for this episode. We're going to do our final closeout, wrap up scoring.
If they've changed
super chat scores
with our long breakdown, maybe.
Yeah. And if you can't super chat or PayPal it in, and if you PayPal, you can put a little write up as to what you think of the episode in there. So consider that. But if you just want to put in the regular chat, Sam will read those after we're done. And then,
I would love to see a couple of 5s to end out strong. It's been a bit of a quiet one for such a good episode. Love to get a couple more, even a couple of 3s or 5s, whatever. They all add up. Absolutely. And again, as there are so many of you here, tune in for our Drunk Yards, not this Saturday, but next Saturday, which should be a splendid show with things involved with some fun games as well. So do tune in probably a bit earlier, but it'll be throughout the day kind of thing. So just stay tuned for that day, and then jump in, have some fun with us. So Stuart, what do you think of this episode? Now we've reviewed it for 2 long hours. Do you like it more, less? Does it annoy you more, less? How do you feel? Be my Spock on a Vulcan. How do you feel?
How do you feel?
I
like the discussion. It's just it did suss out some logical things that didn't make any sense, which we kind of already established. I still really like the episode, though. It feels very Star Trek. Like I said, it's got everything that kind of makes a good Star Trek episode.
Mm-hmm.
And it's definitely, for me, the best of the series and season so far. So yeah, didn't need to kill anybody, but let's make the stakes a little bit higher for this one. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to give Caleb more of a reason to hate this guy,
Mm-hmm.
which isn't really addressed. Like, he doesn't even know that this guy was called in. He's going to find that out later. So that's interesting in and of itself. Bringing the Furies into live action was great. Can't wait to. I don't think they're going to use them again, but they're nice to have as an addition to the thing, especially if you read the original Invasion novels. So that's cool. New ship, the Miyazaki, kind of interesting. I just wish it wasn't such an oddity. 125 years or 900 years old. We're not quite sure. Yeah, definitely superb acting from Paul Giamatti and Holly Hunter. Like, those scenes were just so well written and it's just oozing with like
Flavor.
emotion and yeah. So score wise,
I'll remind you, Stuart, as I tend to do. There are 3 metrics: enjoyment, compared to all new Trek, compared to all old Trek, which are often all very different numbers. So
yeah, enjoyment factor for me would probably be a solid 9. Really enjoyed it. For all of new Trek, this is far and away like
the best Discovery episode.
Come Let's Away. It is for all of new Trek. Well, Prodigy and Lower Decks is in there too, so that tempers it a tad.
And Stranger World season 1, because season 3. There are definitely higher heights, obviously.
I'd go. That lowers it a bit for me. 8.3.
Because if Kobayashi Maru from Prodigy is a 10 out of 10, you know what I mean? That's the baseline to kind of go from. Yeah.
Yeah. And then for
Old Trek. Yes. Up to Enterprise. This is the closest I've had so far. This is the closest.
It's definitely got Enterprise energy. It's got that kind of more dark tone.
Yeah. Oh, Xindi War or post. Yeah, this is like a season 4 episode. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think 7.7.
Okay.
It's kind
still pretty high.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it earned it though. But anyway, yep. So that's my thoughts. I will read the 2 super chats we got.
Yes, awesome.
Classic for real, $5. Would rather have a baseball bat to my YouTube censored than watch Giamatti's Crew or Admiral Chain again out of 10. Wow.
Right.
Okay. Sussy Guru 2000, €5, 7.3 out of 10. Interesting.
Okay. Hey, Captain, to say. Good to see you.
So anyway, your turn. What do you think? Having rewatched it, talked about it, and what are your thoughts? I want to hear them.
I think my brain saw the logical issues the second time more. That reviewing them with you, even though we've managed to eloquently explain them, my brain knew them, so I don't feel like I've enjoyed it less having the review, because I feel like I saw them already, which is actually a good thing. Often there's like, that doesn't work, so I feel like, okay, cool. I feel like the writing is, they're aiming for the highest of highs, and they're also making really stupid decisions, but there's way more highs than lows. That's great. Appreciate that. Obviously, Paul Giamatti is far better than episode 1, in my opinion, so he is fun to watch, and the balls on him to do what he did in terms of going alone, etc. was great. There was no, he had to commit fully and risk everything to get the ultimate reward. He hasn't got a backup plan. He hasn't got a ship waiting that's a different ship, etc., etc. Although, as you pointed out, Stuart, which you didn't mention this time, you think there was a ship that was cloaked from the other guys and not that main ship.
I've rethought it. I don't think so necessarily, but the 30 things around their ship, I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure it's the one and only ship, but they don't present it properly. But yeah, the most Star Trek we've seen in the season. It could have done with 10 minutes, either cut or refined. But I say there's easily 30 minutes of great stuff here. And everything else is kind of good, blah, and weird. But there's a lot of good stuff here. But I do think everything on the bridge was a letdown. The Strange Worlds bridge. For the most part, that was... It didn't match the quality of the rest. And I think they did that to themselves. They shot themselves in the foot there. But I like the normal bridge stuff. The crew was good. I liked the Advance for the most part apart from to beat people up. And it was also quite procedural, right? There was quite a lot of just them going through problems and solving an issue, and that was all nice. We want to see that stuff. So it was definitely a good episode. And the ending is, I think without the ending, it would have been more like a 6, 7. Oh, damn. But the ending really elevates it. Now, in fairness, it could fail miserably as a payoff. You know, all they got was a stinking ion bomb. Great, you know. Or a spore drive reject, like it could be dumb. I'm hoping it leads something bigger and better, but we'll see, right? They won me on this. So score wise, let's have a look. How do I feel? I'm not gonna look at other episodes. I'm just gonna go pure. I'm gonna entirely leave out. Often I look and compare. I feel like enjoyment. I want to give it a. My gut says around an 8, because I think they could do a lot of it better. No, 8's a pretty damn good score. I think 8 for enjoyment's pretty good. I think, yeah, a lot of Prodigy is much better, a lot of Strange Worlds is better, a lot of The Lace is better, but it's definitely beats out most of Discovery. Second best for me this season. I think for New Trek, I probably want to give it a 7.5, because the canon of the canon shows really add up, right? You know, Old Trek. Yeah, it's a bad season 4 episode of Enterprise.
Yeah.
Oh no, but you know, I think Old Trek, I'll give it a 6.9. Just missing that 7. Just missing that 7, because a lot of 7s in Voyager I think are much better. You know, but I think it's still a good episode overall. But there's a lot of one-off Voyager stuff. That's just a better episode, or you know, that's a fun other. Yeah. But yeah, still pretty good.
Good to know.
Yeah. This will be an interesting season to review score, because I think we're changing as we go a little bit, because our metrics are being changed by how they are. Yeah. Interesting.
And the one thing is now, from here on out, it's unexplored territory. Nobody's seen any of the other episodes. We're screeners past episode 6, right? So
and we've now set everything up for stuff to happen. The pieces are in play. Will there be filler? Will there be wait and see? Or they go straight into it? I don't know.
Let's see. We've got some super chats. Or what? 1, 2 anyway. Colonel Chris, $2, 9 out of 10. Okay. And Classic for Real puts in $1.67 with no comment.
I mean, it's still a comment though, isn't it, really?
Thank
All
you.
right. Public scores. And I'll read the results of the poll. Let's have a look. So we've got... Okay, we've got Thribs, 6 out of 10. Data's Gut, 7 out of 10. Little People Pet, 7.75 out of 10. Aussie's Fate score is Donnie's 10. That doesn't mean anything. Ruel Lopez, 7 out of 10. Static Beard, Chakotay, 8 out of 10. Colin, 8. Beantown, 6. Joseph, 7.7. The Stanley's 7. Where did you get the Elcar? 7.5. Lio, 7 out of 10.
Appeared in.
Thank you. It was a good episode, just felt a bit dragged at some points. Yeah, but interesting drag for the most part. Aussie gives a 9.9, almost perfect. Mum gives it a perfect episode 10. Wow. Caboose 8.25. Less Logic 8. And that's amazing, because you know you guys will give this thing 4s and 5s. The fact that they're pretty much 7s and 8s, that symbolizes it's a good episode. Because you guys are going to be fair for the most part, and that's yeah. Pretty darn good.
You can't comment below $2 USD, LOL. I know. That's why I'm wondering why you put in $1.67. instead of putting $2 and commenting. So I'm confused.
Yes.
Anyway.
Nice.
Solaris, $5. At the beginning of the episode was not important to the story and wasn't appropriate for everyone. Yeah, who cares? It wasn't appropriate. It was kind of too long, but wasn't appropriate for everyone. Who cares?
Well, if anything, it was sexist because we saw his nipples, didn't see her nipples.
Exactly.
I mean, he had great.
Right?
He had good
we saw
chest.
Klingon ones in Discovery.
Oh
Like,
yes, super.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a sore spot in the episode. How good the episode is, that's out of place. But they could have handled them having sex to create the connection better. They just did it literally. Oh, they had sex, cool. But it tells you they're not in love, but you know they vibe. It's important just coming done in a different way, but yeah.
Well, there we go. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. Join us again next week, of course. And check out our content on the weekend.
Yes. The ship will be dissected. You'll watch it. You'll enjoy it. You'll share it, hopefully. I'll enjoy us next week. Oh, yes. And the final result of the poll 44 votes. Which episode is better of the 2 different episodes of battling Baraka in a nebula? This one with 77%. I like it.
Fair.
Good stuff.
All right, guys. Have a good weekend. Happy Valentine's Day to everyone.
Yes.
And we'll see you soon.
Mm-hmm.
Until next time, he's